Harry van Hest from Belgium. He is one of the most celebrated and popular public speakers in Belgium. Early in his career, he regaled audiences on every TV channel of Belgium. He had his own morning radio show on the most popular channel in Belgium. He has been a presenter on company events and keynote speaker on international stages in varied cities like Vienna, Cairo, Prague, Stockholm, Paris, Barcelona, Malta, Windhoek, and many, many more. He speaks in Dutch, English, and French. Let's know more from the man himself, our celebrity guest today afternoon, Harry van Hest, all the way from Belgium. Welcome to the show, Harry.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad to be in India for my first time. It's a virtual way, but I enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Let's start by knowing a bit about your childhood and adulthood dreams. Indian parents normally aspire their children to become doctors or engineers. How is it in Belgium? What did you want to become?
In Belgium, they want to be a pilot or a firefighter or, something spectacular when they are a child. But I wanted to be an artist, circus, being a clown or something like that, or something with animals, because I love animals. And, the circuses and the animals with tigers and lions, that's diminished. So they said, well, look for something else in the show business. But I was a very shy boy, a very shy student, because I wasn't that clever. I wasn't that strong. I wasn't that fast, all the skills that the colleagues expected. So, but I had three clear goals. At the age of, and I'll try to show you a picture. I don't know that it works for you. Do you see this? This is I, when I was, let's say, 10, 11 years. And I decided for myself, I would like to live in the historical center of Antwerp under the cathedral. We have a beautiful cathedral. I can show you an image. And I hope that the light is okay. And here you see the river Scheldt, and here you see the cathedral, and here, that's the place where I live. It was my first dream that came true, and to live in the old historical center. My second, when I was that little, the second dream that I had, to marry a blonde girl. And I found one. Yes, I found my blonde girl, and we are happy now for 25 years together. So I'm very delighted that 25 years, 25 times this Bloom session. And then the third thing was, I didn't want to work 9 to 5 as my grandfather and my older uncle. So I said, I don't want to work from 9 to 5. When I was with the Boy Scouts, we were hitchhiking through England, the southern part of England. And between Canterbury and London, we got a hitchhike from a Rolls-Royce. One of the first cars that picked us up was a Rolls-Royce with a very nice gentleman with a black hat on his head. And he was an artist. He was a sculptor. And he was telling all his stories. And he was showing us around in London to show the statues that he created. And he told us that he created also the rooster on the beer mats for Courage beer. And so from that moment on, when I'm in England, I'm drinking, of course, the Courage beer. But more important, a certain moment, he asked us my friend and me, with the Boy Scout uniform. What time is it? And I was surprised that that man hadn't wristwatch. And he said, I don't use a watch. I like to be free. And from that moment on, I took off my wristwatch and I put it in my pocket. And I said, from now on, I never wear a wristwatch again. So the 9 to 5, never again.
Acha, you inject a lot of humor in your talks.
First of all, if possible, come on stage with music. A jingle, it hasn't to be, no, but you can embed it in your PowerPoint or your Prezi, a short jingle. But don't forget to warn the master of ceremonies that you have a little or short piece of music. Second, provide the text with which you are announced in advance, so and make it your text, so you can already put some humor, a one-liner, a quote in it. In the 5 first minutes, something funny. And I really not telling a joke. I'm not a joke teller, but I'm a one-liner man. Or coming up and maybe you felt it before. I'm just using what's available. To someone who comes too late in the room or something, you say, oh, let's give him a round of applause or something. So the people know immediately from the beginning that it isn't a too serious lecture that they have to follow.
COVID-19 has turned the world on its head. The speaking industry has also not been spared. How did you manage, or did you do anything differently to come out of this pandemic?
For me, in Belgium, we have, even nowadays, we have a complete lockdown. Luckily, I had a few clients who organized a meeting, and during that meeting, I was at the office of the client, and they made a video with a real camera, and they registered everything and sent it to the people. And then, so I did a few presentations, few gigs in company. And for the rest, I created a new website. We were making a new book during this time. And I rebuilt all my presentations in the after Corona mood.
Where do you see the speaking industry, say, in 2 or 3 years' time?
Oh, well, I think after Corona, we are so longing to be amongst each other again. So I think that there will be a race of events so that we can feel each other, to look in the eyes, and to get in contact. That's what we gonna have and what we're gonna do. So I'm very positive what concerns the events, and of course the speaking business too. People will laugh, and there is a huge difference between laughing on your own in your office and being with a pint of beer or a glass of lemonade and be together. So we and of course meetings. Viral meetings will continue. That's the future. And hybrid events, a room full of people and other people from countries very far away. That's the 3 things that I state in my presentation, my motivational, my signature keynote. That's, don't be afraid of change. Change is always an improvement. In the beginning, it's a little bit, but I changed so much in my life that I'm sure that change will help you. Focus on your dreams. My dream was becoming an artist. And I think that I'm a little bit an artist. I'm not a clown. I became a clown before I wanted to be. But my wife, Nicole, she often says, hey, you are a clown. And then I'm happy because that was my childhood dream. And then the third and the most important one is team. We are all together. And now I'm together with you, and we are teaming up. And people have to team up to be stronger all together. And that's so nice. And that's my triangle, the three elements. And that's what I explain in my signature keynote.
Now you meet people and then they will tell you opportunity knocks once. If you don't grab that opportunity, you've lost it. Then there are some people who say opportunity always knocks twice. What camp are you on? What side are you on? Does opportunity knock twice, or you should always grab that first opportunity which comes to you?
And my first impression was, yeah, you have only one chance. But, and maybe at that time, I should have thought the same thing. But now, after a while that I'm on Earth, I think that there are so many chances who come to you. Because I played in movies, I played theater with very famous people in the show business in Belgium. And it was all pure luck, being on the right spot at the right time.
We have Mr. Hemant Oberoi, the greatest chef India has ever produced. He started life in the iconic Taj Hotel and retired from there after 41 years of service. He has had the privilege of feeding many state leaders and celebrities. Post-retirement, he has been setting up signature restaurants around the world. Let's know more about him from the man himself.
That in my journey, I was born in a very small place in Punjab. Faridkot was a very, very small town. My dad used to be in railways, and he moved in from every few years, he was moving from one station to another. So don't even remember Faridkot as such. And my schooling was done in Firozpur, which is India-Pakistan border. And my school was just 2 kilometers away from the border. So I still have the memories of fond memories, or whichever way you want to call it, as the first war which took place between India and Pakistan in 1965. And at that time too, I survived a bomb attack.
Oh.
So that was in 1965.